Welcome to Tirumantiram Satsang. Let us pray to Sri Guru Babaji, or Guru Shriyam and Tirumula to bless us to understand and practice these verses and progress in the spiritual path. Let them all, we'll all invoke their blessings to guide us. Thank you. 574. இட்டது அவ்வீடு இளகாது ரேசித்து புட்டி பட தசநாடியும். Dasanadi means 10 important nadis. பூரித்து கொட்டி பிராணன் அபானனும் கும்பித்து நட்டம் இருக்க நமன் இல்லைதானே. இட்டது அவ்வீடு. This body is given to us. வீடு means house. This is the house. This is given to us. இளகாது ரேசித்து. When it is healthy, when it is not failing, at that time when you are healthy, what you should do? ரேசித்து புட்டி படதசநாடியும் பூரித்து. If you could inhale and retain the air, retain the breath, so that all the dasa nadis, all the 10 nadis are full of that, full of that prana. What will happen? Pranan apananum kumbite. When the prana and apanan merge, when there is kumbakam, when you retain the breath, nattam irukka namanillai dane. So there is no need to fear yama. There is no, that means your body will not decay. Your body will not fail you. You know that you are immortal. You are above the body. Body is just an instrument. You are there forever. That realization will come. So what happens? Why so much importance to this inhalation, exhalation, this discipline? So when we inhale, when with the proper discipline, with the proper sense control, food control, this moderation, when you are entering this path, when you are especially serious about it, you are committed to that. When you inhale, all the cells will be rejuvenated. So you can see where you would not have seen a yogi who is so sick and all that. A yogi practicing yogi is always full of energy, always cheerful, always enthusiastic. Then you can see the skin glowing, full of red, because the cells will be oxygenated. Now the cells are with all our distractions and all that, whatever food habits, everything. Those who are practicing whatever, even Vedic Pandits would have seen, who have a disciplined life with this regular practice, with this Agnihotram, all these things, if they practice their chest, everything will be red and face will be glowing, skin will be glowing, because all the cells, see, you are turning this attention from the external to the internal and to your breath. And when you are so focused, you absorb a lot of prana. When the body gets fully oxygenated, then it is ready to plunge into higher dimensions. Then the body will not decay. The following verses also Tirumula talks about that. 575. புறப்பட்டு புக்கு திரிகின்ற வாயுவை, the air which comes in and moves around and gets out, புறப்பட்டு புக்கு திரிகின்ற வாயுவை நெறிப்பட உள்ளே நிர்மலமாக்கி. If you know how to regulate it, how to regulate it and keep it in proper way, உறுப்பு சிவக்கும் ரோமம் கருக்கும். all the bodies will be Kurupu Shivakkum means because of the oxygenated blood, the skin will be red in color. All the internal organs also will be energized. Romam karkum, the hair will become dark. புறப்பட்டு போகான் புரிசடையோனே. This matted hair Shiva will not, he won't leave this body. Means here Shiva is Mangalam, Shiva is Anandam, Shiva is peace, Shanti, that state. That will be there because you are full. Your body is healthy, your mind is not moving in unwanted things. It is totally absorbed in this in one direction. Naturally, your body, mind, everything is in a happy state. That's what says Tirumala in 575. 576. Kudam eduthu kudipukka mangayar. Kudam here, kudam also refers to the body. Kudam eduthu kudipukka mangayar. The mangayar means women. Here the Ida and the Pingala. Tirumala refers to them. The energy is always referred as Shakti in the feminine form. Kudam eduthu kudipukka mangayar. The two women, the Ida and Pingala, who resides in this body, ஓடுவர் மீளுவர் 12 அங்குலம், நீடுவர் எண்விரல் கண்டிப்பர் நால்விரல், கூடிக்கொளின் கோல அஞ்செழுத்து ஆமே. ஓடுவர் மீளுவர் 12 அங்குலம். The inhalation breath is 12 inches. So 12 matras inhalation. Inviral kandipar, 8 matras exhalation, 4 matras retention. If you practice this continuously with all this discipline, then Kudikkolin Kola Anjalutha Ame, then you become the Sivaswarupa. He says, fine. So this body itself will be the Panchakshara, Om Namah Shivaya. Someone is. Will reach the abode of Shiva. The body will become the abode of Shiva, and the Namat Shivaya, the Shiva Swarupam, will become the Shiva Swarupa itself. If you practice this. Here, 12 matras and 8 matras exhalation, the retention, always the caution is retention only when you to the comfortable extent, because people who have BP or other health issues, they cannot do it. So to that extent, whatever you are comfortable, gradually if you do, the retention happens automatically. The retention will happen. When you are totally absorbed, you won't even realize that you are breathing. You won't be breathing at all. That to that extent, the process will take you. So what is steady and sincere Nairantar Abhyas, everyday practice, and to that comfortable extent, and gradually it will go, because we haven't paid attention all these years to the breath. Suddenly if you do that, there will be some disturbances. Some people get that. So always the caution we have to exercise. 577. 12 ஆணைக்கு பகல் இரவு உள்ளது, 12 ஆணையை பாகன் அறிகிலன், 12 ஆணையை பாகன் அறிந்த பின் 12 ஆணைக்கு பகல் இரவு இல்லையே. Here 12 ஆணை, this is the breath is compared to the elephant. ஆணை means elephant. 12 ஆணைக்கு பகல் இரவு உள்ளது. The breath which is not regulated and all that, it knows what is day and what is night. Because the mammoth who controls the elephant, he doesn't know. Bahan Arihilan, the mammoth, he doesn't understand the why we are breathing, where from it is coming, why it is exiting, where it is. Nothing we know about the breath. Once you know, 12 ஆணையை பாக நரிக்கிலன், the mammoth the master who controls the elephant, he doesn't know anything about the elephant. 12, why it is compared to an elephant? Elephant is so mighty, so but it just obeys with for just the tangusam, that one small stick it controls, but it is so powerful if you know how to master it. Such a mighty elephant we have in the form of breath. 12 ஆணையை பாகன் அறிந்த பின் 12 ஆணைக்கு பகல் இரவு. If you have mastered the breath, there is no day and night. You are always immersed in that bliss. You don't realize the time, how long you have sat in meditation and all this. Nothing will come to your memory because you will be absorbed in that. For that, this regulation of breath is very essential. Now, 578 Tirumula talks about Pratyahara. Pratyahara, earlier also we explained, Pratyahara is taking the focusing your attention on one thing at a time. One thing at a time. That it is now the focus of our object is the deity, the Ishtadevata, the Guru, or whatever scene, whatever mantra, whatever it is. So you are totally focusing your attention on one thing. And by those who are practicing Kriya, this Chakradharana, that is when you want to focus on Mooladhara, we can do it. And from then Mooladhara to Agnya, we can do. By regular practice, when you practice in that center, you will feel the vibration only in that center. Just all the other centers won't come into your attention at all. So focusing, withdrawing the mind from other things and focusing on one thing at a time. With this one-pointedness is very, very essential for the spiritual progress. So when we are deeply, naturally it comes, when we are deeply absorbed in something, whether painting or singing or whatever activity, our mind, we don't even realize, we don't think about, when you are absorbed in some important work which is so dear to you, we don't realize the time, and oh, so much time has gone. I didn't even realize we say like that. So that one-pointedness is there. When there is mind, there is time, there is space. When there is movement, when there are thoughts, you feel the time and everything. When there is mind doesn't move, that is why he says pagal iravu. There is no day, no night. They are always in there. Because the mind doesn't move. Mind, the yogi operates it for the barest minimum essential things. Other thoughts are not there. So if we can, all of us can practice it, but to every day practice, that's all. Only the mantra is every day, regular practice. If you could 12 ஆணையை பாகன் அறிந்த பெண், if we know how to regulate the breath and focus on one thing, pratyahara, when we do the practice pratyahara, then you are ready for next dharana and samadhi. Dharana, dhyana, samadhi. So கண்டு கண்டு உள்ளே கருத்துற வாங்கிடில் கொண்டு கொண்டு உள்ளே குணம் பல காணலாம். பண்டு உகந்து எங்கும் பழமறை தேடியை இன்று கண்டு இங்கே இருக்கலும் ஆமே. கண்டு கண்டு உள்ளே கருத்துற வாங்கிடில், the mind is always moving. It doesn't stay in one place. If you could bring the mind, kandu kandu ulle karuthura, a lot of inputs it's gathering, it is always gathering, grouping and all that. So if you could bring the mind to one point, withdraw from the external world and made to turn inward, kondu kondu ulle gunam pala kaanalam, then only the other layers of the mind comes. If one by one, all the, like the onion, how you peel the onion, like all the layers, the hidden layers will come. Then only you should know how to uh, remove them. We observe certain tendencies, certain things which are not needed, with some gunas, habits, all those things will come. Then you know how to clear everything, understand everything, and clear it. Then the inner divine uh, who is inside us, who is encased in this body, will reveal himself. So kondu kondu ulle gunam pala kaanalam. You can see all those lot of the by turning inward you will achieve lot of benefits. That is one meaning, and you can always also see the other tendencies. Pandu உகந்து எங்கும் பழமறை. Pandu means old, ancient. பண்டு உகந்து எங்கும் பழமறை தேடியே, the பழமறை, that is the Vedas, the Vedas who worshipped, who adored that divine, that supreme being, இன்று கண்டு, you can see him inside you, இன்று, now, and you can be with him if you practice pratyahara. 579. நாபிக்கு கீழே 12 அங்குலம். Nabi means the navel. Below the navel, 12 inches below the navel, தாபிக்கும் மந்திரம் தன்னை அருகிலர். Tabikum means thaba. You have to establish where you have to stay put. That mandiram, that sukshma, nobody knows. தாபிக்கும் மந்திரம் தன்னை அறிந்த பின் கூவிக்கொண்டு ஈசன் குடி புகுந்தானே. கூவிக்கொண்டு means he rushes, the Isha, the divine rushes inside. நாபிக்கு கீழே 12 அங்குலம், below the navel 12 inches, it lies the Mooladhara. Mooladhara is a very important center. All the centers are important. From the Mooladhara only, the energy, the Kundalini, which is coiled inside the Mooladhara, rises up and travels upward. So by practicing all the other steps, and if when you focus on the pratyahara, what happens? The Kundalini, the energy, the serpent, we call it serpent power and all that. That energy raises. Thabikkum mandiram. It is Thabikkum mandiram tannai arinda bin. If you know how to focus of sitting upright, keeping your spine erect, and focusing inwardly in whatever your focus of your object. If when the mind doesn't move, when mind doesn't distract, the coiled up energy rises. How it rises? கூவிக்கொண்டு ஈசன் குடி புகுந்தான். It rises with a noise. It rushes. When the Kundalini rises, zzz, like that, there is a noise also associated with that. The experienced yogis say, and I have read in some books, and some personal experiences also have. It comes like that. It rushes like that. So, கூவிக்கொண்டு ஈசன், why that energy is eager to embrace the Shakti. In other next few verses it will come. The Shakti is this is also Shakti. Some verses say, call it Shiva is residing upstairs. Some people in another verse Tirumular says Shiva is the energy and Shakti is the Sahasrara. So when the energy rises through the courses through the spine, it reaches the Sahasrara, and there it is in union with the Shiva and Shakti union. That is the energies when unite, and there is a downpour of bliss. blissful energy, which 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 spreads to all the cells. So Tirumula talks about that Kuvikkondu Easan, then the Shiva will reside in you. The Shiva here Kudipugundana, he is already there. For some reason he says he will he will come and establish himself in your in the heart center. Mooladhar 580. மூலத்து இருவிரல் முயலுக்கு முன்னின்று. Now again that place Tirumular is again emphasizing on the Mooladhara. மூலத்து இருவிரல் மேலுக்கு முன்னின்ற, where the energy is stored. That place he is pinpointing. Here earlier verse he said நாபிக்கு கீழே, below the navel, 12 inches below the navel he said. Here மூலத்து இருவிரல் முயலுக்கு முன்னின்ற, பாலித்த யோனிக்கு இருவிரல் கீழ் நின்ற, கோலித்த குண்டலி உள்ளே செழும் சுடர், ஞாலத்து நாபிக்கு நால் விரல் கீழதே. How he says moolam, from the moolam, from the anus, two fingers above. Palitha yonik, yoni means the reproductive part. Below that, 2 fingers below that. Kolitha kundali ulle selum chuda, that is the rise the serpent power. Nyalathu nabikku naal viral kizhade. It is below he talks about the 3 centers: Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, and Manipuraka. Manipuraka is the navel center. So it resides in the Mooladhara, which is it is just above the anus, 2 feet above the anus, and Palitha Yoni, from the reproductive passage. It is, how do you call it, Swadhisthana. It comes 2 feet, 2 inches below. So there the serpent power, the energy Kundalini Shakti is coiled. So it will got ஞாலத்தின் கோலித்த குண்டலி உள்ளே செழும் சுடர். That is, சுடர் means it is light. That light is stored, coiled up there. It will rise. When you focus on that, it will come out and rises. நாசிக்கு அதோமுகம் 12 அங்குலம், நீ சித்தம் வைத்து நினையவும் வல்லையேல், மாசித்த மாயோகம் வந்து தலை பெய்தும், தேகத்துக்கு என்றும் சிதைவில்லை கான். சிதைவில்லை ஆகுமே. தேகத்துக்கு மீன்ஸ், தேகம் means the body. என்றும் சிதைவில்லை, there won't be any decay. For that what you should do? நாசிக்கு அதோமுகம் 12 அங்குலம். From the nasi means from the nose, 12 inches below lies the anahata, the idayam, hridaya. We call it Tamil ullam. We always point out, I know, like that we do that. No, there lies the, not the physical heart. Here this side is the heart center, anahatam. Ni chittam with, if you focus there in your heart center, nenayavum vallaye, if you think about God, if you think about meditate on Shiva, focusing on your anahata, what you will get? Masitta mayogam vandu thalaipai. You will get all the ashtama siddhis. Whatever siddhis are there, that will come to you. And what will happen? The body will not decay. That is the body. Body will be very healthy. By practicing this pranayama itself, people who are practicing will know the health will improve first thing. first sign is health will improve. And
Amma,
with that, uh,
Amma, I think it's not anahat. It's like Vishuddhi, if I'm not wrong. I'm calculating now from nose tip 12, 12, 12.
here he talks about Pannirandu Angulam Chittam. Chittam means he means Anagatam only.
Okay.
12,
I'm
12
trying to measure this way. So it's coming here, Vishuddhi.
from Vishuddhi, where Vishuddhi ends and Anahata comes, these three.
Anahata is somewhere here.
He Anahata comes here.
Anahata comes here. So,
Anahata comes here. 12 inches. I don't know.
I
But
see.
he doesn't talk about Vishuddhi here. He because Chitta means mana mind, but Chitta where ullam. Chitta means Anahata
Huh.
in Tamil.
Okay.
I will refer other translations also and see.
Aga, I'll
Five.
share the PDF. I'll share the PDF, but it's in Tamil. I'll just share it right now.
What it has given or what it is given in that?
Same what you're saying. Just a second. I'll just present now.
சித்தம் சித்தம் தான் நான் பார்த்த வரைக்கும் அதான் அதான் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் தமிழ் பதம் பிரிச்சதுலயும் சித்தம் தான் சித்தம் இஸ் மைண்ட் ஓகே
Are you able to see?
எஸ்
Uh, so the bottommost one is Mooladharam, and just above that is Swadhisthana, and what's in the navel area is the Manipurakam, and the chest part is Anagatam. Just below the neck is Vishukti. On the
yeah
forehead it's Agya, and the top one is Sahasratala.
I know so here he talks about anagatam only the heart center only if it is because Vishuddhi comes later in other verse when I read it came so when you focus on that in the chittam தேகத்துக்கு என்றும் சிதைவில்லை ஆகுமே 582 சோதி ரேகை சுடரொளி தோன்றிடில் கோதில் பரானந்தம் என்றே குறிக்கொண்மின் ஜோதி ரேகை சுடரொளி தோன்றிடில் here he talks about Vishuddhi சோதி ரேகை சுடரொளி தோன்றில் நேர்த்திகள் கண்டத்தே நில ஒளி எழுதினாள் கண்டம் means Vishuddhi throat here he talks about Vishuddhi okay the word in Tamil there it is chittam which refers to the heart center here it is திகழ் கண்டத்தே நிலவொளி எழுதினாள் if there is in practicing when you are totally absorbed inward with a regulated breath if you could sight light if you see some light in the Vishuddhi region கண்டத்தே நிலவொளி எழுதினாள் like a moonlight sometimes these lights will be visible to us just to tell that you are progressing you are going in the right direction so நேர்த்திகள் கண்டத்தேன் if you could see that light in the throat region கோதில் பரானந்தம் என்றே குறிக்கொண்மீன் remember that the that is the kodil means without blemish the pure bliss is within your reach நேர்த்திகள் கண்டத்தை நிலவொளி எழுதினால் ஓதிய உன்னுடல் உன்மத்தமாகுமே உன்னுடல் this body will become உன்மத்தம் means mad because of the ecstasy your body will feel like what to say in that ecstasy you feel like a mad person you don't know what you are doing what you are saying and all you will be in dancing in ecstasy if you could sight if you could see a light in the kandatte in the throat region when you are meditating 583 so the body will be intoxicated with that joy. That intoxication will make you mad. Not not that madness. Ecstatically will be in a different world. 583. மூலத்வாரத்தை முக்காரம் விட்டிரு, மேலை துவாரத்தின் மேல் மனம் வைத்திரு, வேலொத்த கண்ணை வெளியில் விழித்திரு, காலத்தை வெல்லும் கருத்து இதுதானே. மூலத்வாரத்தை முக்காரம் விட்டிடு. முக்காரம் மீன்ஸ் கண்ட்ரோல், retaining the breath, closing the there is a yoga special practice that's called Ashwini Mudra, where you contract the anus, that is Mooladwaram. When you close it and you retain it and then practice this breath. When you do that, Mele Dwarathi, close that, he says, close that. And then Mele Dwaratin Mel, there is another opening there in the Sahasrara. Focus your attention on the Sahasrara. Close the, contract the anus, Akunjanam, and then take it upward. Focus on the Sahasrara. Velatta kannai veliyil vizhithiru. Without wandering, close your eyes. Eyes means not only the external eyes, mind also, without wavering, if you focus it inside. காலத்தை வெல்லும் கருத்து இதுதானே. So this is the important, which will conquer the time, conquer the this is the truth which will conquer the time. So focusing on the while focusing on the centers or on the whatever center is preferable. Some people practice it in the, for mostly for emotional people it is the Anahata, for some Agnya, some people practice on the Sahasrara. Whatever comes naturally to you, if you could focus it, and then like a bloomed lotus, if you could feel the Guru's feet installed in that heart center, and if you could focus it there, gradually it will, you will learn without the mind wandering here and there. If you could focus, that is the truth. Then you are ready for the next step. You can transcend time. When you sit like that, you can transcend time. 584. எரிவிடும் வாசற்கு இருவிடும் வாசற்கு இரு விரல் மேலே. எருவிடும் வாசற்கு, that is, he talks about the anus, where தமிழ்ல மலக்குழி. எருவிடும் வாசற்கு இரு விரல் மேலே, 2 fingers above the anus. கருவிடும் வாசற்கு இரு விரல் கீழே, where the from the yoni, two fingers down. உருவிடும் ஜோதியை உள்க வல்லார்க்கு, those who could concentrate on the fire, the Kundalini fire residing in the Mooladhara. கருவிடும் ஜோதி கலந்து நின்றானே. கருவிடும் ஜோதி, the Shiva who gave this birth, that jyoti, that inner, that effulgent light is கலந்து நின்றானே. Here you can see him, you can envision him. That is, if you could, again and again he talks about that particular spot where the energy resides. இருவிடும் வாசற்கு இருவிரல் மேலே, கருவிடும் வாசற்கு இருவிரல் கீழே, உருவிடும் ஜோதியை உள்க வல்லார்க்கு, கருவிடும் ஜோதி கலந்து நின்றானே. You can have the vision of Shiva. Ulka means who think. 585. பெருமை மிகு பிரத்யாகார். ஒரு கால் உபாபதியை ஒன்சோதி தன்னை பிரித்து உணர்வந்த உபாபதி பிரிவை கரைத்து உணர்வு உள்ளல், கரைதல் உள்நோக்கல் பிரத்யாகார பெருமை அதாமே. Upapati is called a Maya Avastha. That is, because of the Maya, jivas are caught up in suffering. ஒன்சோதி தன்னை பிரித்து உணர்வந்த உபாபதி பிரிவை கரைத்து உணர்வு உள்ளல் கரைதல் உள்நோக்கல் பிரத்யாகார பெருமைதானே. It is because of the Maya, jivas are caught up in suffering. And you feel that we are separated from the Lord. To get rid of that, we have to focus inward. Meditating on the Lord Shiva will remove our கரைத்து உணர்வு உள்ளல். And removing this Maya, what is truth, what is not needed. If you could discriminate and retain only that, go to that core of that being, core of the truth. உள்ளல் கரைதல் உள்நோக்கல் pratyahara. In pratyahara, we உள்நோக்கல் means praying, meditating, and with karaidal, with earnest prayer, with our sincerity. If you are focusing on pratyahara, then the Maya will go. Because of the Maya only, we are not able to see the divine, even though we know intellectually that after reading all these verses, we know that the Shiva, what we seek outside is inside. We are not able to grasp it. We are not able to realize it. So to realize that what is separating us, all this unwanted suffering, this movement, everything, these are all Maya. These are all illusion. So when you want to go to the truth, this is the practice. Focus on all the yama, niyamas, and the regulation of breath. And when without with the Guru's grace, without the mind getting distracted, if we could follow the discipline and focus, and that is the end to suffering. There you can transcend time. And you will be in divine ecstasy, says Tirumantiram in that. 586. புறப்பட்ட வாயு புகவிடாவண்ணம் திறப்பட்டு நிச்சயம் சேர்ந்து உடன் நின்றால் உறப்பட்டு நின்றது உள்ளமும் அங்கே புறப்பட்டு போகான் பெருந்தகையோனே. புறப்பட்டு போகான், புறப்பட்டு, he won't leave. Who? போகான், he won't leave. Who? பெருந்தகையோகன், the supreme. What we are seeking, that won't leave you. What? For that, what we should do? புறப்பட்ட வாயு புகவிடாவண்ணம். If the exhale breath is not, the inhale breath is not allowed to go. That is when you practice this retention. திறப்பட்டு நிச்சயம் சேர்ந்து உடன் நின்றால், if the mind also stays along with that prana. So when you'll be doing, sometimes, even in creative happens, our mind will be moving, will be doing the inhalation and the practice, but mind will be somewhere. If we could put the mind and the prana together, then what will happen? உறப்பட்டு நின்றது உள்ளமும் அங்கே. So when the mind is also stays along with that prana, then புறப்பட்டு போகான் பெருந்தகையோனே, that Lord will not leave you. So not only the breath, it should not be mechanical, like inhalation, exhalation and all that. Your mind should also be there. So you'll be inhaling, but your mind will be wandering somewhere. It comes, even with immense continuous practice also, it doesn't come naturally. Very rarely it comes. But when it comes, you know that you are not aware of time, you are not aware of your body, you are not aware of your suffering or anything. Total focus, if it is there. 587. குறிப்பினின் உள்ளே குவலயம் தோன்றும் வெறுப்பிருள் நீங்கி விகிர்தனை நாடும் சிறப்புறு சிந்தையை சிக்கென்று உணரில் அரிப்புறு காட்சி அமரரும் ஆமே. குறிப்பினின் உள்ளே குவலயம் தோன்றும். That is, when you do this, kuvalayam means the world. The world appears குறிப்பினின் உள்ளே குவலயம் தோன்றும் வெறுப்பு இருள் நீங்கி விகிர்தனை நாடும். Vigirdan means the divine, the supreme being. Virupirul, when you leave the, there are so many, mind craves after something, it repels and it gets attracted. It is attracted to certain things. It revolts against certain things. It repels, and there are a lot of attachments. All these things will come to the focus when you do pratyahara. When the mind is elsewhere, if the mind is totally immersed in the world, you won't realize it. The moment you start doing this sadhana, all the inner tendencies will pop up. Sometimes many people will wonder, do I have this? Is it so much? Is there so much jealousy in me? So much hatred in me? All the things will come to the surface, and you have to gradually remove them, understand them with the pratipaksha bhavana. And that is, Sir always talks about uh, how to remove those negative tendencies. In many question and answer session, he has answered. You bring all positive things, give some positive subject, because with them we have only the mind and the body. With the mind we have to transcend it. Using the mind you have to transcend it. So you instead of hating someone, you bring offer some. Sir says no, how he hated some. The sight of him will bring some anger in him. His guru guided him, asked him to offer every day one photos and invoke him, and then finally that disappeared. Like that, only all the tendencies, everything. When you do this inward focusing, it all these things will come. Gradually, we have to handle them. The world, the inner world, the outer world is something we see, but according to us, there is the inner world. Each of us, my world is different. How I see, how I perceive, how I analyze, how I judge someone is unique to me. It is different to you. Amma, you will say, what is this? Why you are doing this? But for me, it is so difficult because we have an inner world. Because of each one's mind is a world. So this inner world, the outer world is something what we see with our physical sense. But because of the inner world only, there is a torment, there is a suffering, there is pain. Almost every day there is an inner conversation going. Um, the chatter is going on, no, inside. So all these things will come to the focus when we do this inward sadhana. When we do that, gradually, when the inner chattering stops, then only the silence comes. Only in the silence you can hear the footsteps of God. There is a saying, no? Only in deep silence. That silence, first time, like that, you will have a deep sigh. Then, from the heart, when you know that you are full and you are so calm, you are so centered in that state, gradually with Guru's grace, everything, the inner reflection, you can see. You can feel the divine within you. Feel that compassion. And then only the compassion comes. Then only you think about others. All other most of the time we are totally engrossed in ourself, in our own world we have created. So when all these tendencies stop and the mind doesn't move, then the energy rises, and with that you reach the you can't even say reach. It is already there. You realize him who is in you. That is 580. Aripuru Kache Amararum Ave. That is the Amarar meant the Devas, the site, the Devas were longing, all their the Lord who is adored by the Devas, who is worshipped by the Devas, whom the Devas seek, that Lord will be, you can see him sit inside you. Says Tirumular in this 587. How many more minutes? I have to start it. Another 5 minutes. On one we can see. Okay. The secret is clearing these impurities. Pure mind is there is no, without any distraction, all the tendencies, when everything is removed, only the clarity comes. Till then, it is regular practice. It comes with regular practice, Guru's grace. Everything. 588. கோணா மனதை குறிக்கொண்டு கீழ்கட்டி வீணா தண்டூடே வெளியுறத் தான் நோக்கி காணாக்கண் கேளாச் செவி என்று இருப்பார்க்கு வாழ்நாள் அடைக்கும் வழி அது ஆமே. கோணா மனதை, the mind which is running here and there, without it moving, if you could hold it in one place, if you could control it in one place and make it focus on one thing at a time, and Veena Tandude. Veena Tandu is the spine. If you could focus on the spine, with the spine erect, Velivurataan Noki. Veena Tandude, Velivurat, that is from the Sushumna, in the central of the spine. If you sit, focus, if you follow the earlier steps, automatically the Kundalini will rise and surges through the Sushumna. And what you will, Kana Kan Kela Chevi, you have eyes, you see, but you won't register. Anything is registered inside only, that creates, that leaves an impression. Sometimes you'll be seeing, all of us would have experienced that, no? We'll be seeing, but it won't get registered. We'll be looking and what you are thinking, then only we are not thinking, we are not focusing anywhere, but we are seeing the years or even in some conversation, we will not pay attention to it because our mind is, our visions or eyes are open and ears are open. But even then, sometimes we won't hear anything, we won't see anything. We have experienced, no? That is like that. You have the ears, close it. You have the eyes, don't see. If you sit like that without registering anything, வாழ்நாள் அடைக்கும் வழி அது ஆமே. That is the வாழ்நாள் அடைக்கும், that is for longevity, he says, longevity. If you want to live whatever, how many years you want, you can live, you can choose. That is possible if you could follow all the steps. If the mind is not distracted, with the Guru's guidance, Guru's grace, if you focus on realizing the truth, and if you sit, if you're focusing on the inner being, inner Shiva, and inward, if you are without the eyes registering, without the ears wandering, then if you could sit like that, you are verily the Shiva. This body becomes the Shiva Loka, says Tirumular. Then the Namat Shivaya, the Pranava, everything, everything is here. He is not elsewhere. Then you realize the Shiva. within you. That is the வாழ்நாள் அடைக்கும் வழி அதாமே. That is to that it grants immortality. That is 588. With that, we will stop because I have to go in another 5 minutes to get ready, and we are traveling somewhere. So, with that, we will stop.